Right, good day all. So we're moving ahead the last couple of days of this daily YouTube videos, speaking to the concept and the belief and knowledge structure of monotheism, belief structure and knowledge of monotheism, meaning you worship one God only, without shape or form. Allah has already ordained for you, meaning Muslims, right? Allah has already ordained for you the dissolution of your oaths, right? Meaning the dissolution of that which we refer to as chosen beings, chosen ones, or divine unions on earth. The divine is only in the hands of Allah, as I said, right? So, oaths regarding divine unions, right? What people refer to as divine unions. Know that divine rests only with Allah, right? And we are just human beings on earth, not worthy of being worshipped, right? As God. So, Allah has already ordained for you the dissolution of your oaths, and Allah is your protector, and He is the knowing and the wise, right? So, an example of such oath being that of what Mary and Joseph, right? Shiva, Parvati, Ram, Sita, all these things, right? Dissolution of these oaths, right? So the book uses this surah in particular, uses Mary as an example, or Miriam as an example of simply someone who guards her private parts, right? You guard your as a lesson, right? You guard your private parts until what, right? You find that particular special someone who you wish to, if you righteously desire to share family with, right? You wait on that person, right? So these are simply as examples, right? Concepts are examples, right? And not to be taken literally as a you and the whole world must pause and wait, right? For this one being, right? You have a Mary within, right? Just like you have a prostitute within, you have a Mary within, you have every bad attribute and good attribute you have within you, right? Every negative attribute, every positive attribute you have within yourself, right? Anyhow, I had started calling out attributes of Allah, right, in some videos prior, right? So we just want to continue that conversation. I want to finish that before we wrap up this these conversations. Names or attributes of Allah, right? If you all look at my previous videos, you would see that I started our conversation in conjunction with others who teach this knowledge, right? Teachings of attributes, right? Not pulling apart and worshipping what? Not pulling apart an attribute and worshipping it as a form, but recognizing all these attributes as part and parcel of that one, the oneness of Allah, right? So, we continuing with our conversation, right? Allah is, as well as we mentioned, creator, sustainer, is also destroyer, right? Once you're born, you must die, right? So the destroyer, as well as this could be interpreted as the destroyer of unrighteousness within you whilst you are on earth, right? So the annihilation of that which is wrong within yourself whilst you're living on earth, in addition to the knowledge that we are not immortal and we will one day pass, right? Destruction of our own self, destruction of our own ego, right? Our own pride, all these things, right? The eternally living, right? Meaning that Allah is the only one who remains, right? The book says only the face of Allah, metaphorically, only the face of Allah, after all has been destroyed on earth, right? Only the Allah remains, right? Allah is the eternally living, right? Even when it is seen, all dissolves and is just a void, right? That's Allah, right? Allah remains as the living, right? Even after everything is dissolved, right? The self-subsistent, meaning Allah doesn't rely on us, you, me, or anyone else, right? Self-subsist. The perceiver, Allah is the one who perceives, right? Allah is the one who perceives, right? The all-noble, right? The all-noble, the unique, the sole one, right? The sole one, right? Who we must turn back to in remembrance, right? Through us helping each other to turn back to Allah in remembrance. The independent, and Allah doesn't depend on any of us. The capable, fully capable of that which He wills, bringing into fruition His will, whatever that might be, right? The powerful, the promoter of righteousness, the delayer, right? For a specified term, right? Meaning that if you were supposed to die for whatever, by whatever cause, right? And Allah pauses and say, hey, no, this person still has purpose, this person still has a reason to live on for a period of time, a specified term, right? So delay for a specified term, the first, the last, the perceptible, right? So Allah is the one who perceives and the one who can be perceived in part, because none of us have that full knowledge, right? The hidden, meaning the subtle, meaning that Allah works behind the scenes without everybody in the world know it, right? The true governor, right? Meaning that Allah is the one that really governs all of creation, not us as human beings. The most exalted, the righteous, the retaliator, right? Meaning consequence, right? The one ensuring that we face consequence, whether good or bad, for our actions. The forgiver, right? I may not know in the right circumstances, but Allah does forgive once you turn back to Him in righteousness, right? So Allah is the forgiver once you turn back to Him in righteousness and change your ways, right? Otherwise, if you don't, then you keep reaping the negative consequences for your poor behavior, right? The compassionate, the eternal possessor of sovereignty, meaning freedom, right? Freedom, right? So teaching the Quran is in fact a step towards your reading the Quran and teaching the Quran is in fact a step towards your sovereignty, meaning your ultimate liberation, right? To me, in my view, you're only really free when you die, right? And reading and teaching the Quran, right, particularly teaching this knowledge, right, is a step in that direction and makes it easier, makes Allah easier to face, or death easier to face, or that final destination, or that journey, right, towards that final destination easier for you, for me, for us all, right? So the journey towards sovereignty is what we are walking towards, right? The journey towards sovereignty, right? Journey towards sovereignty, meaning ultimate freedom, liberating us, liberating the world, liberating our own selves from the bondage of this physical body, right? And the bondage of what? Our homes, our vehicles, money, luxury, right? And whatever trappings, ego, lust, doubt, fears, right? All material and non-material trappings, right? Liberating ourselves from all material and non-material trappings, right? So it's a journey. It's not something that can happen overnight because we can't detach, right? You can't be detached to your house, your land, your car, your job yesterday and ask today to detach from it, right? So this is a journey that we are inviting each other on, right? To step by step take steps towards peacefully detaching ourselves, right, from the things of the world and the thoughts that keep us trapped within this finite and material realm, right? So tomorrow we will move forward again, and as we look forward to meeting with our predestined final destination, right? So have a good day, everybody.